Hello everyone, Mama Do here. Okay, so this is another reading from the grave. This is going way back to 1961. Many of you weren't even born yet. I wasn't. Have you ever heard of the Rockefellers? You know, we had this Vice President, Nelson Rockefeller, and very rich man, very rich man, very rich family. They started an oil company that was very prosperous, and Nelson had a son, Michael, who decided that he wanted to do some traveling and have his, excuse me, yawning here, have some adventures, okay? So Michael Clark Rockefeller, born May 18, 1938, presumed to have died November the 19th of 1961. His father was the New York governor and later would be the U.S. Vice President, Nelson Rockefeller. And as I mentioned, he was the grandson of the American financier John D. Rockefeller Jr. and the great-grandson of Standard Oil co-founder John D. Rockefeller. On his adventures, he went to the Asmat region of southwestern Netherlands, New Guinea, which is now a part of the Indonesia province of Papua, I believe it's pronounced. Anyways, this was an area that most people did not venture into because it was inhabited completely by natives of the area. There was not any steel, paper. There wasn't even a road in there. It was natives, the native people. And they had this belief that whenever white people would show up by boat, that they were spirits. And they didn't ever know, was the spirit there for good reason or was the spirit there to fight? And these people lived by a code that if you killed one of their people, then they were going to kill one of your people. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. I'm looking on this list for the name of the actual island. It's got a really funny name. I know I'm going to mispronounce it whenever I find it, but I'm not seeing it at all. Anyway, he had already been there. Okay, so he's gone there, and he's there with other people. And they go to do a documentary about it, learn about these people. Then he decides to go back and return to New Guinea and study the Asmat and collect Asmat art. He really loved the culture and the art. He wrote in a diary a lot while he was there. The picture I put as a thumbnail is him with the tribe. Alright, so let's talk about his disappearance. November 17th, 1961. Michael Rockefeller, and Dutch anthropologist Rene Wassing, they were in a 40-foot dugout canoe about 3 miles from shore when their double pontoon boat was swamped and overturned. Their 2 local guides swam for help, but it was slow in coming. After drifting for some time, early on the 19th, Michael Rockefeller said to Wassing, "I think I can make it." And he tied 2 empty gas containers to his side to use as flotation devices, okay? At this point, he was about 12 miles from shore when he made the attempt to swim to safety. Supporting the theory that he died from exposure, exhaustion, and/or drowning, Wassing was rescued the next day, while Rockefeller was never seen again, despite an intense and lengthy search effort. Rockefeller's disappearance became major world news. So for 2 weeks, they sent in the military, they sent in everybody looking for him. They really invaded this island for 2 weeks. But 9 days went by. The Dutch government said, no, we're never going to find him, and declared him deceased. Okay, here we go. I found the name of this village he went to. I knew I wasn't going to be able to say it. I knew it. Get ready. Otsjanep. Otjanep. 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 Okay, that's where he would have arrived swimming ashore from where he was at. Now, what's all the speculation about? Well, see, they never found his remains. Nowhere. Granted, he was swimming in 12 miles of ocean full of sharks and crocodiles. He was swimming up to a area where the inhabitants of this village were known to be cannibals. And they also were known for eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth thinking. We're going to get back to more speculation because there's several theories on how Michael met his fate. But the first thing is, for all those invested in this reading, is your card of affirmation. Today I am persistent. Yes, just like Michael. Today nothing will stop me from accomplishing my goals. Nothing will stand in my way. Stand in the way of my happiness. Doing the things I desire of getting from A to B. And the synopsis of this reading, because we're asking Spirit to guide us as to what happened to Michael. We're asking Spirit to bring Michael to this reading so that we can spend time with Michael's energy. Photograph. Wow, photograph. Would that not be, I mean, that was one thing he was doing, was taking photographs. Looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories. there was lots of photos that were taken of Michael with the tribe, of him exploring the culture and getting to know the people of this island, of this village. The romance card is true love. He had a real passion for these people. He had a real passion for their lifestyle. He had a real passion for their commitment to one another. This is the romance of a lifetime. And the card from the Archangel is gifts from God. Archangel send upon me angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. So let's speculate a little bit about what has happened here. There's been books written about this. One person said he went to the shore and had been killed by a Dutch patrol. Oh, excuse me. I read that wrong. But a Dutch patrol came and killed some of the villagers. And then whenever the villagers saw Michael, they decided to kill Michael because of revenge for eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Then you have another person, a private investigator that was hired by the Rockefeller. Because you know the Rockefellers did their own search, right? You know they did. They got all this money. They're paying people to go over there and find out what happened to their son. Where is he? How can we bring him home? But anyways, the private investigator claims that he swapped the boat engine for the skulls of 3 men that the tribe claimed were the only white men they had ever killed. The investigator returned to New York and handed these skulls to the family, convinced that one of them was the skull of Michael Rockefeller. If this event did actually occur, the family has never commented on it. However, the History Channel program reported that the Rockefeller's mother did pay $250,000 reward to the investigator, which had been offered up for anyone with final proof whether or not Michael Rockefeller was alive or dead. So, the second guy goes over there and convinces them to give him the 3 skulls for this boat engine. What are they going to do with a boat engine? They don't have boats. They have canoes. Hand paddle canoes. And they certainly don't have any access to gasoline or any other type of fuel for it. But this particular private investigator got paid real healthy for bringing back those skulls. Now, were they ever tested? Was there ever any kind of proof that it actually belonged to Michael? It could have been a native skull. Another man went over and did a documentary film called Keep the River on Your Right. He states that he spoke with members of the Asmat village who described finding Rockefeller on the riverside and content warning, okay? And eating him. I told you, they're very primitive. more books have been published. Some people have done some major research to find out and try to track back what all they did, who all went over there. But most of the theories have Michael arriving on shore. But there is the likelihood that he never made it back to shore, that he was eaten by a shark, or because he was trying to swim during a storm. He could have been overcome from exhaustion. He's already been out there on the water for 2 days without fluids. Oh, because they were on the hull of the boat because it had capsized. He absolutely could have been overcome. I saw one person who had done research, and the last speculation, he said, was his favorite because of Michael's true love for these people, for their way of life, for the simplicity of it. That Michael was accepted as one of them, and that every time that somebody comes to look for him, they would hide him out, not to be found, because he did not want to leave, and that he lived out, or has lived out, the rest of his life in peace and harmony with the people of this village. Now that would be beautiful. Of course, it would have been nice for his family to have the comfort to know that for a fact. But let's ask Spirit what happened to Michael. So, I know, it's a wild case, isn't it? You'd be surprised at some of the things that's happened in this world that you're not even aware of, or that you were only partially aware of. The Knave of Wands inspired a little inspiration, a little spark to the flame. The Three of Swords, heartbroken. Queen of Cups. Queen of Wands. Hold on, let me turn this around. There we go. The Ace of Cups. What else, Spirit, would you like to reveal to us regarding the disappearance of Michael Rockefeller in 1961? The Moon, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Okay. So what does this telling us? Well, let's find out. So somebody's a little inspired. Something's intriguing them, that's the word. But it's heartbreaking. They feel that it's heartbreaking. Then we have two queens here, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. One's very intelligent. One's very passionate. Hmm. One's emotional, one's passionate, intelligent and emotional. I'm lingering on these queens here because I really want to know what their role is and what happens with Michael. Okay. Alright, so this is before he leaves out. He's like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. I want to study this. This is a heartbreaking situation. These people are without, and they don't even know what they need. What could make their lives easier and better. But there's a female that's smart, but emotional, but they're warning him not to get too involved. Don't get too close to the situation. These people are very happy the way they are. Then you have the Queen of Wands over here who is more questioning the decision. Why would you want to bother with this? What is it about this that is enthusing you? It's probably his sister and his mother here. There's definitely two females that he was communicating with, but it became a new love for him. And he saw lots of things being revealed to him, and he is very inspired by it. But not the way that the hierarchy went, the way that there was division in the ranks of the asthmatic people. To him, that was disturbing. There was Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which is most likely a male, somebody pretty important that did not like him, really did not like him, did not connect with him, wanted him gone, felt like he was not supposed to be there. Really not supposed to be there. This person wanted Michael to leave the island, wanted Michael to, felt that, because, I said again that they felt the white man coming was spirits, not real people. And so this person felt that Michael was an evil spirit, that Michael wasn't showing his true colors. So what about the disappearance of Michael? Whenever he jumped off to hold that boat to swim back to shore, did he make it to shore, Spirit? Page of Swords in reverse. Queen of Cups. Did Michael make it to shore? Yes, Michael made it to shore. It was hard on him. Yeah, he was exhausted. He was beaten by the sun, beaten by the weather, but he made it to shore. So, how did Michael die? Was Michael killed by the tribe? No. Ten of Cups. Michael was loved by the tribe. King of Cups. Michael was honored and revered by the tribe. I would like to think so too. And that's what Spirit is telling me. No side story for us here. Let's see what it is. Ace of Wands. Knight of Cups. The Hermit. The Knight of Wands. And the Ten of Swords. There was like 3 tribes on the island, and they did fight amongst each other at times. And that's what they're saying happened, is that Michael was safe with them. They were accepting him, and that he was one of them. And he offered his love and his loyalty to them and his knowledge to help bring betterment to the tribe. And somebody from outside the tribe during a wartime killed him. He was one of the casualties during a wartime. So they fought with spears. He fought and died for the people that he chose to live his life with. So the most likely outcome of this reading is judgment. He made a judgment. See that? He made a judgment. He made a clear-cut decision on what he wanted to do with the rest of his life. 8 of Swords. To release himself from the binds that were holding him back previously. So for all those invested in this reading, no, this wasn't how I expected it to come out either. But these readings never do seem to come out the same way I'm thinking when we're going in. Because Spirit always makes sure that my preconceived notions are erased. So, the card of advice for all those invested in this reading regarding the disappearance of Michael Rockefeller. The Hungry Ghost. Now, they thought he was the spirit, didn't they? And I bet he was hungry. Oh, I have a little... It was flying over here a minute ago. Sure was moving fast. I'm glad I got him. It was like a little hard shell night bug. The hungry ghosts. When the hungry ghosts appear on your path, they may not at first seem like allies because they represent your constant focus on the past and consuming desire to know the future, which rob you of your true present. Yeah. Oh, wow. How I could see Michael in that position because of family pressures. But in fact, they are here in the service of alerting you to obsessive thinking and addictions. They're masters at magnifying repetitive behaviors. Messages for you to examine whether you're doing the same thing over and over while expecting a different result. This time will be different and I have control over this are false statements and a sign of deep denial of the truth. This time will be different. Well, Michael made sure that this time would be different. So rather than going back to a life that did not suit him, he stayed with the life that made him happy. Yes, he's deceased now, but he's deceased on his own terms. And I find that hella beautiful because he was with his soul tribe. So, that was not what I was expecting. Was it what you were expecting? Tell me down below what you were expecting out of Michael Rockefeller's readings. I would love to see these skulls that his mother paid for. I would love to have DNA done on them to see if they match. Because I don't believe they do at all. I believe she was taken advantage of during the time of great distress. Which is why when it comes to these missing person criminal case readings, I do not expect or accept any kind of financial reimbursement whatsoever. Not under any circumstances. These are a gift from Spirit. And hey, one last thing. Have you subscribed yet? Hello. Hello. What a good girl, Buttercup. Yes. So go right down there. Okay, do right down there and hit subscribe. Then hit the all button so you receive notifications of future readings are uploaded and available. I'll see you soon. Namaste.